Hello students, in this quick video we're gonna discuss about lipoprotein metabolism introduction. So in which we will see four subheadings. What is lipoprotein, the first one, followed by how is it made, function of lipoprotein, and types of different lipoproteins. First of all, we will see what is lipoprotein. This name itself tells us this lipoprotein has two components. You can see here I'm gonna write here lipo plus protein, which means there are two components. One is lipid component and protein component. Lipoprotein is made up of two components. Now what is this lipoprotein and what is the function of this lipoprotein? So it is made up of lipid and protein, which means this lipoprotein contains two components, and this is like a vehicle. This is like a vehicle. Vehicle means we use the vehicle for transportation purpose. I said that this lipoprotein is a vehicle, but what this lipoprotein is transporting? This lipoprotein is transporting lipids, obviously lipids. If it is transporting lipids, why this protein word is also included in it? If it is transporting only lipids, why doesn't it only made up by the lipids? You will see in a later. So lipoprotein is made up of lipids and proteins. This is a vehicle for lipids. Now see what is the the function of the lipoprotein. So we get lipids or we obtain lipids from two ways. The first way is from diet. By having fatty meals we'll get fats, and also our body synthesizes a fat. Whenever we take excess of calories or excess of carbohydrate, our body convert that carbohydrate into COHO, means carbohydrate, convert that carbohydrate into fat. So our body can synthesize fat from carbohydrates. See, body synthesizes fat, and also from diet we take fat. So wherever it is, the synthesis takes place, finally we got fat. We'll see the types of fats. Here we have TAG, which means triacyl glycerols, the major composition of fats in a body, and followed by cholesterol, and also then phospholipids. So all these are the types of fats in a body, and one more is there, which is like fat soluble vitamins. So via diet we also take fat soluble vitamins, but our body cannot synthesize fat soluble vitamins. Only vitamin K will be synthesized by the body. Remaining all we get it from a diet. So all these we get from diet and also from body, except fat soluble vitamins. So whatever we take in diet, whether carbohydrate, protein, nucleic acid or lipid, they have to get absorbed from an intestine and enter into the blood. In the blood, all the food components will be transported to the respective organs. Similarly, fat is also one of the biomolecule or food compounds. Once these fats get absorbed via intestine, they'll be released into the bloodstream or blood circulation, you can say blood circulation. So imagine if this is a blood circulation, let me change a color. If this is a blood circulation, fats will, if this is a blood circulation, these fats have to go through this blood circulation. But as we all know, these all fats, triglycerols, cholesterols, it's not a plural, cholesterol, phospholipids and fat soluble vitamins, all these, they are insoluble. As we all know, fats are insoluble in a medium, in a solvent. Since these are insoluble, they cannot transport through the blood vessels or in a circulation. That is the reason why these all guys, like these all fatty compounds, they ask help from lipoprotein. So this lipoprotein is a vehicle. This lipoprotein is a vehicle, carries all these fats through the blood circulation. We'll see how these lipids are getting onto the lipoproteins and how they are getting transported. So before going to see how they are going to getting transported in the circulation, we'll see the structure of lipoprotein also. Basically, lipoprotein is basically in a circular shape, spherical shape, you can say. So this is a lipoprotein shape, spherical shape. We'll see how it is made. Let me change a color. Yes. Now this is a outer shell of typical lipoprotein, and inside this is a core part of lipoprotein, LP, short form I wrote here. Understand? So the outer shell, this space is made up of what? We'll see here. See, this space is made up of here. Let me change the color so that you understand easily. Appreciate it. Yeah, these are phospholipids. Of course, even these. Yeah, this outer shell is made up of phospholipids. Everywhere, phospholipids all around. Okay, all these are phospholipids. So see, what is phospholipid? All the cell membranes are also made up of phospholipid. Even lipoprotein membrane is also made up of phospholipid. Just see here, what is phospholipid? This is a phospholipid. Two fatty acid chains here jangling down, and here phosphate. So this phosphate is a soluble part, and these fatty acid chains are insoluble. So that's why the phospholipid is amphipathic lipid. Remember, phospholipid is an amphipathic lipid. Very, very important MCQ. So here you can see this outer shell is made up of phospholipids. Along with phospholipids, some other compounds are also there. They are, see here, these guys are nothing but apoproteins. Now what I said initially, lipoproteins means what? Lipid plus proteins. So these are lipids, phospholipids and proteins. These are made up of phospholipids and proteins. That's why phospholipids are lipids. So lipo plus proteins are also included in it. And in between the phospholipids and apoproteins, we also have one other ingredient or one other compound, which is cholesterol. See here, the cholesterol is also present in between the phospholipids and apoprotein. Cholesterol is also one of the component in outer shell of the lipoprotein, which maintains the fluidity and fluidity of the outer shell of lipoprotein. So now see here, inner neutral core is loaded by all these guys. See here, see, triacylglycerol tag, cholesterol, and again phospholipids, fat soluble vitamins. Yeah, all these are now loaded onto the lipoprotein, LP, lipoprotein. Now this lipoprotein can be circulated in the bloodstream, and it goes to the required destination. For example, if it has to go liver, if it has to go liver, it goes to the liver via circulation. For example, what happens if this lipoprotein is absent, for this outer shell is absent, if this arrangement is absent, what happens? Fats alone, they cannot circulate. The main purpose of lipoprotein is to transport the dietary lipids and the dietary lipids and the lipids which were synthesized by the body. So for that purpose, we are using lipoprotein. And we also see here the types of lipoproteins. We have Let me change the color. Yeah. We have 5 types of lipoproteins. The first one is chylomicron. Second one is VLDL. Third one is LDL. The fourth one is HDL. The fifth one is free fatty acid plus albumin. This free fatty acid plus albumin is only present, only you can see in starvation, when free fatty acids and albumin is part of type of lipoprotein will be present in a blood in starvation. So the chylomicron will be synthesized, like we have some types of lipoproteins here, no? So all these types of lipoproteins, this is a typical structure of lipoprotein, but depends upon the composition of lipoprotein, depends upon the types of lipoproteins, depends upon the composition of lipid content inside the lipoprotein. So if the lipid content, if the triacylglycerol content is very high in lipoprotein, that will be chylomicron. If cholesterol content and triacylglycerol content is very high, that is VLDL. So depends upon the lipid content in a core part of a lipoprotein. The lipoprotein varies. So we have 5 types of lipoproteins: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all these individual lipoprotein metabolisms we will discuss in a later videos. Chylomicron, VLDL, LDL, HDL metabolisms will discuss in a later videos. The chylomicron, VLDL, LDL. See, whatever lipoprotein is it, the lipoprotein, this whole part, this lipoprotein is made in 2 places in our body, 2 places. If you ask me where these are made, 2 places. First one is liver and the second one is intestine. So we will discuss the synthesis locations, lipoprotein synthesis locations in individual metabolisms of chylomicron, VLDL, HDL. So the locations are liver and intestine. See here the meaning of lipoproteins. Lipid and protein content is present. So these lipoproteins are required for the transportation of dietary fat and also body synthesized fat. So all these fat like triacylglycerol, cholesterol, phospholipids, they are getting loaded inside the lipoprotein. This is a typical lipoprotein structure, which is consisting of phospholipid part in a outer shell and also apoproteins. Here you can see apoproteins. These apoprotein functions and all we will see in a next video. Cholesterol is there and all these forms a hydrophilic part or soluble part. This is a soluble part of lipoprotein. The outer, this orange color lipoproteins and all these, they give this lipoprotein soluble nature, and inside this is a hydrophobic or insoluble region, so in which these all dietary fat and body fat will be loaded, and the soluble part now can easily circulate inside the blood and reaches the required destination for the delivery of triacylglycerol, cholesterol and phospholipids. So this is what the introduction of lipoprotein metabolism is. We'll see the next all the individual videos in a series of lipoprotein metabolism. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe for more videos. Thank you.